Hey there! Today I'm going to show you a recipe for a very delicious pancake. It's gluten-free. You can also make it dairy-free. It's very simple. It's banana oats pancake. So all you need is one banana. We use this size is probably like 120 to 130 grams. It's like kind of big banana, but smaller is okay too. It doesn't really matter much. 1 egg, 1 cup of dried rolled oats. So don't use soaked because it's gonna change the water proportion. So dried rolled oats. We have half cup of liquid. We use reduced fat milk, but usually we use almond milk. You can use any other liquids, even water, but it should be half cup. And here we have half teaspoon of baking powder, and that's all you need for one portion. And then you put everything in the blender. So now we're going to put everything in the blender. Just break it into pieces. And then you add 1 cup of oats. And you add baking powder. And egg. Oops. Be careful. Then the liquid. Right. Then you just blend it.
So blend it until it's nice and smooth.
This is how it look like. The texture is, a little looser than usual texture of pancake, but don't worry, it's gonna stay. And we just doubled the recipe, but the recipe I gave you usually makes 10 to 12 pancakes, depends on how big you make for each one, and we will show you how big we make it. All right, and during the time that you blend this batter, you can get your pan preheated. All right, see you at the stove. Right.
So now we're gonna make for the pancakes a topping, which I call fudge. So it's pretty simple. Start off with your coconut oil. Adds a nice flavor. So I add about like a rough tablespoon. So again, we doubled the portion of pancakes, and so I'm also gonna double the portion of this fudge. So normally I put 2 tablespoons, rough tablespoons of coconut oil, and then 2 rough tablespoons of peanut butter. But since there's 2 of us eating, oh, that's a big one, so that could be actually quite enough, maybe just a little more. You want about equal parts coconut oil to peanut butter. So now I'm gonna add the peanut butter. Again, we'll do about 4 tablespoons. You can prepare this the night before if you're doing this as a breakfast. Let it sit. So that's about equal proportions. So I do my liquidy stuff first. We sweeten it with maple syrup, and you gotta just eye it how sweet you like it. I just kind of know this is going to be about a tablespoon or 2 for us, maybe a little more. But you gotta just eye it and see how sweet you like things. But I just pour it like that, maybe a little more. You can always add more, right? But you can't take away. So then I add a splash of vanilla extract, maybe 1, maybe 2 for 2 portions. And I first mix up the liquids. And it's going to be easier than to mix in the the cacao. And at this point, it's also a good time to taste it once you get it nicely mixed to see if you have it sweet enough. And then it's going to be easy to add in more maple syrup. I'm sure you could use honey. That'll probably thicken it a bit, which is not bad. I like it's thicker because especially you put it on the warm pancake, it starts to melt a little. And then we also top it with hemp hearts. You could do any crushed, I guess, flaxseed or something. I like for the added protein. Let me taste it and see. Yeah, that's sweet enough for us. And so then I add just cacao powder. I think for this portion it's going to be about 3 to 4 big teaspoons. You know, so that's like, I'll start with, I think, that's a huge one, so that should be enough. And that's like a triple teaspoon there. So about 2 double teaspoons. And it gets a little messy, so you gotta go slow. Kind of working the sides. There's the final product. It has a pretty good thickness. See, it sticks to the spoon. Right, so then you can give it a little bit more mix. Once you get to this consistency, make sure everything on the bottom, all the dry and all the wet has been mixed. And there you go, you have a fudge topping.
Now we're going to fry up the pancake. We use ghee. You don't need much, just enough to cover to grease the pan with a thin layer. And when you see it starting to smoke, that means the temperature is pretty good to go. And you just pour the batter on the pan slowly. Especially if you have looser batter, you want to pour really slowly so that it does not spread so fast. This is how big we make. I just go for another one. And be careful to keep it at low heat.
So these are about 4-inch pancakes. They're about 4 inches across.
Now we're going to wait a little bit. Make it round. Here we go. A good way to check if it is ready to be flipped is that when you see bubbles, you see these bubbles? When you see the bubbles all over the pancake, that means it is ready to be flipped. And that is why you want to keep it on low heat, because if you have the heat too high, the bottom is going to burn, but your pancake won't be ready to be flipped. So you rather have a low heat that is slowly cooked through, and then you can flip. Okay, when you see bubbles pretty much all over the pancake, you can also see if it is easily to be moved, then you can flip it. There we go. And go quick. Alright, and this side for another maybe 1 minute. You can check. You can always check. If it is easily to be moved, and you can kind of lift it up, check the other side if it's golden brown, and it's done ready.
And there's the final product. I just sprinkled some hemp hearts on top. And that's it. You can put as much or as little fudge and hemp hearts as you like, and enjoy.